Though the fight between Garcia and Davis is over because of a new video, fans are questioning if Davis could have possibly cheated in order to win. Before the fight, Davis hinted at maybe knowing a bit more than Garcia thinks and that he can use it to his advantage. See, Davis won by knockout, but not in the traditional sense.
Right hand by Garcia. And now, oh, Garcia forced to take a knee.
There was no resounding punch to the head that left his opponent floored, but just a strong body shot that crippled Garcia. The shock of an undefeated fighter taking a knee is heard in the announcer's voice, and though normally they would get up from it, this didn't happen. After a couple seconds, Garcia tried to get up and shook his head, admitting defeat. As soon as Garcia took the knee, Davis seemed to know that the fight was over, perhaps giving away what he already knew. Davis was already the favorite to win the fight either way, so his victory wasn't really a surprise, but it's what Garcia posted next that really had people scratching their heads. Because Garcia took to Instagram after the loss to post a story calling out someone in his camp for being a mole and leaking information about him. Of course, losing after talking so much trash can convince pretty much anyone to make excuses, but Garcia did actually admit that he lost and isn't trying to make up for it, but his reveal actually has some weight behind it. Davis taunted Garcia before the fight, telling the press that he knows Garcia is not in top shape.
I know he got hurt to the body. You think I don't know that?
What fight was that?
There was no fight.
It looked like Davis knew exactly where to hit Garcia to make him drop and knew that he wasn't injured in a fight, but actually outside of the ring. Normally, if a fighter is hurt before going into the ring, his team would be focused on ensuring that no one else knew about it, but how Davis got the news seems to be linked to Garcia's sparring partner. The day after the fight, Garcia's sparring partner and even former Olympian posted a story apologizing for hurting Garcia in training, confirming exactly what Davis had said.
Injured you with the body shot. Now you lost to Tank.
Outside of that apology seeming weak AF, word on the street is that Garcia's sparring partner intentionally injured Garcia and then told Tank where to hit him to make sure he didn't get up. The apology coming off on social media instead of in person seems to tick off a lot of Garcia's fans and led to the speculation that he was the one who fed the information to Davis and his team, but it seems like there was more going on outside of Davis's knowledge as well. Because during the second round, Davis knocked Garcia down while barely being touched, and though Garcia got up quickly, the scoring made it seem that the fight was much closer than it actually was.
One of the judges scored it 10-10, and the other two judges had it 10-9.
You can actually see Davis's shock at the scores being so close, especially considering that when a fighter scores a knockdown on either opponent, they should automatically be winning that round by a 10-8 maximum. His coaches backed up Davis, saying that they're surprised with the judge's decision, but of course in the end it did not matter. Garcia didn't end up commenting on the scorecard and may have nothing to do with the scoring, but it does bring up the topic of corruption in the sport of boxing. Of course, Davis had his information that surely helped, and Garcia had some tips too, but in the end, Davis ended the fight on his terms, making sure that the judges' scoring wasn't necessary. With the paycheck that both fighters got, there's almost no doubt that there's going to be another fight in the future, and hopefully Garcia can remain healthy to make it more interesting. But if you think that Davis would have won either way,